How's it, everybody? Gabe here from the Hawaii Institute of Self-Reliance. Welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today's video is about bugging out and finding a rally point in your neighborhood. So you have to scout your neighborhood to find an area that is close by, within walking distance, that your fellow preppers, your neighbors, or your family can go to if, let's say, the house is destroyed, or you can't go to the house, or something bad has happened and you had to leave the house, and you need a rally point or a place that's secure that you can go from there and find out more information and gather your wits, so to speak. Stick around and check out what I think makes the best rally spot in your neighborhood. As you can see, there's plenty of empty properties everywhere. Banana, that's a food source right there. Kukui nut, that's very useful. Medicine, use it for candles, and I believe you can eat it as well. Avocados. Bamboo. More bananas. More avocado. This is a traveler's palm. It stores water and it grows east to west, north to south. It's a pretty cool palm. And you can gather water in there. And in certain places like the desert, they would plant the traveler's palms to store water. It would be like a well for the travelers. More avocado and some guava and hibiscus. More avocado. And there's a Haas avocado. And here's some guavas. So you notice a lot of people have these tea plants bordering their property. This is a spirit barrier. I'll talk about that later. Here's a sample map. This is my neighborhood, or part of it. Here's my house. Here's a highway to town. And these are, this road goes all the way through the subdivision. And this is a dirt road that almost goes all the way through the subdivision. These are dirt roads right here. This is roughly about a mile square map, part of my subdivision. My subdivision is one of the biggest in the United States. It's like 3 miles long. It's not the biggest. HPP, which is just down the street, is like 8 miles long. I'm not sure if it's the biggest in the country, but it could be. I think it might be. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so now to the map. I have chosen a rally point here because you can go all different directions from this point, and you can come from all different directions and meet right here. And this is rally point 1. The backup rally point is right here, and this is bordering a national forest. So this would be great as a backup rally point, or the first rally point. But these are only a quarter mile apart, so it's very easy to make this a rally point, because if anything major really happened and everybody had to bug out, we could just go right into the national forest. It's a jungle, but it's classified as a national rainforest. Now, I've marked out different areas where you can gather food. These are bananas, avocados, guava, different fruits and vegetables that are just along the road. And if you had to, you could gather supplies before you went into your more permanent bug out location, which would be that way towards the national rainforest. And I've marked areas with water where you can gather water. These are areas known to have water. This one's where the traveler's palm is, and different stuff like that. So this would be my home. If I couldn't, get to this point, or I had to leave this point and I was waiting for family or fellow preppers in the neighborhood, let's say lava was coming and going to destroy this whole area and cut us off. Well, you have to leave, you have to evacuate. What if you can't go, which is very possible, you can't take the highway to safety? And that is actually very common in Hawaii. Roads get cut off by lava a lot here. You'd be surprised. Now, I have gone through a couple of natural disasters, so I'm not an expert, but I've got a pretty good concept of what to do. And this is just basically like a fire escape plan for your house, but just as a neighborhood. So rally here and go from there. Get out. If you could go this way, go that way, because that's the quickest way to a major city or something. Or if the major cities didn't have any had problems and you didn't want to go to the city, we could go this way and go into the national forest, to the national rainforest. So that's just a sample map of what I would suggest doing. Mark out where the food sources and the water sources are and where the rally point is. You might have to stay here a day or two until everybody shows up. That might be a possibility. So you're going to have food and water around. Either maybe you can't get to your house, maybe it's destroyed, so all your supplies, all your prepping is gone. So you got to find food before you go into your rally point, or go into your permanent bug out area, or which would in my case be the national rainforest. So there you go, sample map, and this is just part of my neighborhood. Okay, so I think what you're going to need is you're going to need a secure area away from people as best as possible, but within a close distance to where people can walk, or elderly, or children, or drive, for instance, right? So you want to have like just an area that's secure, that's easy to get to, that is a good spot to go, maybe further into the wilderness, right, to escape whatever dangers there are and to bug out. And I think it's kind of a funny term. I mean, yeah, bug out, getting out of a situation, escaping. Yeah, so I know people can bug in and they talk about bugging in, and but sometimes that is just not an option. And I admit too, sometimes bugging out is not an option. But I just wanted to explain what I think a good strategy is. It's kind of like a fire escape plan for your neighborhood, right? I know you guys have one for your house, right? You have a diagram and you figure out where all the escapes are if there's a fire here, and you kind of do drills and you're prepared for that, right? Well, this is more of in the neighborhood. Where would you go? Where's safe? Where's this? How would you get out? Of the neighborhood. Where would you? What's the best route and stuff like that. That's what this video is really about, and it's kind of an introduction video. I'm not going to go really into detail. I'm just going to show you my neighborhood. I just took a hike around my neighborhood, so I just wanted to show you guys what my neighborhood looks like and the scenarios and what I would find in my neighborhood. And also I want to talk about this this tea leaf right here, and I explained that it's a spirit barrier. Okay, what I mean by that is if you have two tea leaves, right, I have a red one right here and a green one right here, a spirit or a demon can't pass through the barrier. It creates a barrier. It's like a gate, right? So a malice or an evil spirit with harm, right, in their mind or intent, right, evil spirit could not pass through this area right here, or a demon, right? And I want to give you a little first-hand account of this, because this is kind of a ghost story video as well. So, or I should say a demon story. So I had some friends, 4 friends, living in a house, and they rented this nice house. It's on 35 acres. It's a really nice house, and I noticed that they didn't have any tea. T-I, right? Tea plant planted. And I was like, you know what? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, create a spirit barrier. Well, I created a spirit barrier by planting in the driveway and in the back. So, there was a kind of roughly a square around the house of this spirit barrier. And that night, I'm not making this up at all. That night, one of the girls came home and was kind of acting weird. And she was out in the field talking to herself. No one gave much attention to it. Maybe she was just talking on the phone, or maybe she had a little earpiece. She's just talking to her mom or whatever, right? But later that night, about 2 or 3 in the morning, she started freaking out and breaking stuff and getting all naked and running around and having what can be best described is a demon possessing her. That is what has been described. That is what happened. And I'm a firm believer in that. When I created that spirit barrier and the mana I created, this barrier, when she passed through it, she had it in her and it flushed it out of her. The cops were called, and the police, it was all male, so they didn't want to restrain her, right, because she was naked, so they didn't want to have any liability. And so they called the psych van, to keep it friendly or nice. I know, loony van or funny wagon, whatever. And they put her in a straitjacket and took her to get mental help. And then after that, she was fine, right? She's happy, she's fine, she's a normal person. So in my opinion, I created a spirit barrier. She had something in her, or something on her back, or some kind of evil demon. And when she went through it, it agitated that demon and flushed it out of her. kind of like an exorcism. Now, Hawaii is filled with human sacrifice, right? The history, there's so much human sacrifice here, right? So there's a lot of spirits and demons around and all this hauntings, and we're one of the most haunted states in the United States, right? And people plant these tea leaves to keep evil spirits and demons out. Now, the ancient Hawaiians used to eat this. You could eat the root. You can take this leaf and put it around your head, and it's medicine. You can wrap your food in it. You can make a raincoat out of it. There's a lot of uses for this tea plant. Ti, that's how you spell it. And I'll do a whole video on that. This deserves a whole, probably 2 videos actually, because this plant is awesome. And this was one of the canoe plants. And it's easy to grow, and almost every house in Hawaii has sometimes a fence of them all around the people that are serious about it, you know. So I hope you like this video. I'm going to wrap it up here, and I'll do further videos on this subject, both tea plants and bugging out, and maybe some ghost stories as well. Now, yeah, please like this video. I hope you comment. I love all your comments. That'd be awesome. And share this video, and hit that red subscribe button and the bell for notifications for further videos. I got some awesome videos coming up. And until next time, aloha.